Well, how exciting it is for me to see all of you today right here on the eve of a truly historic moment in our city, across Virginia, in our nation, and that is electing the first woman governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. This election is more than making history. It's really about shaping our future. It's about building a Commonwealth where opportunity reaches everyone, where education and innovation fuel our economy, where hard work meets dignity and fairness and millions in America and billions around the world, President Barack Obama! Friends, we have the power to write the next chapter of Virginia's story, one of progress, possibility, and promise. From the shipyards of Norfolk to the classrooms of Richmond, from the farms of the Shenandoah Valley to the tech corridors of Northern Virginia, our strength has always been and always will be the people of Virginia. From those who believe in service and opportunity to the idea that tomorrow can be better than today. So, for the next few days, let's work together. Let's stand together, let's vote together, and let's move Virginia forward. And let's elect Abigail Spanberger, the next governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Let's go, Virginia!
For today's call to action, please welcome, from the Abigail Spanberger for Governor campaign, Field Representative Cheyenne Combs.
Good afternoon, Norfolk! It brings me such joy to look out in this crowd today and see so many familiar faces. But for those I don't know, my name is Cheyenne Combs, and I stand before you today as a Black woman, a proud Norfolk native, and to be more specific, a graduate of the Booker T. Washington High School, a mother, an organizer, and a social justice advocate. Virginia, we have 3 days left. 3 days until we make history. 3 days until Virginia elects our first woman governor in the history of our Commonwealth. Let's be clear about what's at stake. The advancement of our Commonwealth is at stake. Reproductive rights are at stake. Voting rights are at stake. Public education and funding are at stake. And our fight against fascism is at stake. I think I've said just a few, but I'm sure I don't need to say anything else. We know this is a very big election. To everyone under the sound of my voice, you have a job to do. So let me ask you 3 questions. Okay. The first question is, have you voted? Okay. Second, have your family members, friends, and neighbors voted? Okay. What have you done to make sure others are informed and ready to cast their ballots? If your answers to those questions aren't all yes, then you know what to do. Take action. Today is the last day to early vote, and there's no time to waste. When I start to feel tired, or as they say in church, when I start to feel weary in my well-doing, I remind myself why I do this work. I think about my daughter. I want her to grow up in a commonwealth where her leadership reflects her values, where compassion, justice, and truth guide our government, not fear, not hate. Now, by a show of hands, and I've already asked this, but I'm asking again, how many of you have already voted? Amazing. And for those of you who haven't, and you live in Norfolk, raise your hands. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed if you haven't. All right. So when you look around today, you will see representatives in orange vests. If you haven't voted yet, after the rally, please find one of them, and they will direct you to our early voting site that's literally walking distance from here. That's what democracy in action looks like. And let's remember, it's because of our democratic legislature that voting is accessible today. That's progress we cannot afford to lose. Before I close, I want to speak plainly. The current climate in our country is not normal. We are witnessing an erosion of truth, of decency, and of democracy itself. And yes, Donald Trump and his enablers have unleashed a wave of hatred, division, and cruelty that threatens the very soul of our nation. But here's the thing. We've been here before. We've stared down injustice before. And as the late, great Congressman John Lewis told us, never, ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble. Necessary trouble. Now, more than ever, we need leaders who are not afraid to make that good trouble. Leaders who will stand up to the monstrosities of Trumpism, who will fight for truth, for freedom, and for the dignity of every Virginian. So yes, Virginia, we have work to do, but together we can, and we will do it. Let's go out there and make some good trouble, and make history in 3 days. Thank you, Norfolk. Let's get to work.
Let's go, y'all. Let's do it. turn this up real quick. Turn this up. If you know about Go-Go, what's up, what's up? Let's rock, y'all. Let's rock. Hold on. Say it. If you come up on a fraternity or sorority, what's up? Let's go. Hold on, say it. Oh, my bishop gonna walk there. What up? What you say? Let's go! I told you we gonna
A proud son of Norfolk, Virginia. Please welcome the Democratic nominee for Attorney General, Jay Jones.
Hello, Norfolk! You know, we've been all over this Commonwealth in this campaign, but it always feels good to be at home. Norfolk and Hampton Roads has always been and will always be my home, and I love each and every one of you. My grandparents and parents started here, fighting for civil rights, believing in a brighter future for themselves, their parents, and their grandchildren. And it's something that I believe in too. It's what motivated me to serve as an assistant attorney general, what motivated me to run for the House of Delegates to represent this community in 2017, to fight back against the attacks of Donald Trump. And 8 years ago, we had leaders in Virginia united in pushing back against that excess and chaos and overreach. But right now, we've got willing enablers of the president's agenda. Because when Donald Trump illegally fires workers, when he levies tariffs that destroy our regional economies, including the Port of Virginia right over there, when he is cutting funding for education and for law enforcement, other states have sued to protect their values and their interests. And instead, Jason Miyares lets him do whatever he wants. Because when big corporations are jacking up prices and making it hard for every single one of us to live. Because when an abortion ban that Jason Miyares and Glenn Youngkin pushed, that we stopped, by the way, every single time, Jason Miyares has been a willing accomplice to what Donald Trump has been trying to do, and that hurts Virginians. Over 50 times, Jason Miyares has had the chance to sue the president this year to protect Virginia, and he's not stepped up. And that comes at our expense. And I got something to say to that. Virginia deserves better. And there is a reason that Donald Trump has endorsed Jason Miyares in this campaign. He said Jason will never let us down. And what that means is that he'll never let Donald Trump down. But I'm running for Attorney General to put Virginia first. To make sure that we protect our pocketbooks, that we protect our health care access, that we protect a woman's right to an abortion, that we keep our community safe, get illegal guns off of the street, protect our children. That is what we will do as Attorney General. And folks, I gotta say, the stakes of this race couldn't be higher, and the contrast couldn't be more clear, because we have an opportunity to chart a better course here in Virginia, to make sure that everyone can achieve that brighter future that my parents and my grandparents and that I and each and every one of you continue to fight for every single day. This is our moment, Virginia, and I know it starts right here in Norfolk. So if you're ready to elect a governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, members of the House of Delegates, and Democrats up and down the ballot this year, you will make some noise, because the world is watching. They want to see what we're going to do, and we're going to send a loud, resounding message that we don't take Donald Trump here in Virginia. We take it for us. It's our future. Let's go get it. Thank you, and God bless every single one of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chair of the Senate Committee on Health and Education and the next Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Gazala Hashmi!
Good afternoon, Virginia. I'm Gazala Hashmi, and I'm your nominee for Lieutenant Governor. I currently serve in Virginia State Senate representing the Richmond area, and for the past 6 years, I've been fighting for our public schools, our colleges, and universities. I've been fighting for our health care that people can afford, and I've been fighting to protect access to reproductive rights. I've been fighting to increase wages and to make housing affordable. Now, before I ran for office, I spent nearly 3 decades in the college classroom. You see, I was a mild-mannered English teacher. But if you know anything about English teachers, you know that we have spines of steel. We're the ones that are teaching the books that other people are trying to ban. I decided to run for office in 2019 because Donald Trump made it his priority to attack so many of the communities that I care about. He came into office speaking the language of division and bigotry. I ran for the Virginia State Senate because I knew that I had a responsibility to stand up, to speak up, to be visible. Now, I know that we find ourselves once again in darker and troubling times, and I don't know about you all, but there's been so many days that I wake up and feel overwhelmed. I wonder, what is this country that I'm living in right now? So I want to acknowledge that our concerns are real, they're right in front of our eyes, and we have to confront them without fear and with steel in our spines. Because of you and so many committed other people, Virginia is the last state in the South to protect safe and legal access to abortion. And in the years since that disastrous Dobbs decision, we've seen Republicans in Virginia continue a relentless effort to dismantle the critical right to essential health care. This past session, Winsome Earle-Sears cast a tie-breaking vote of no on my bill. She voted no to the Right to Contraception Act. We need a lieutenant governor who's going to stand up, not stand against health care. And for years in the Senate, I fought hard against Republican efforts to defund and destroy public education. My opponent has joined those efforts. He wants to establish a school voucher program that siphons money away from our children, away from our schools. Now, he's actually said the quiet part aloud. He has proclaimed that he wants to shut down public schools in Virginia. We're not going to let him do that. I'm committed to protecting public education by ensuring that our schools are fully funded, our teachers are supported, and our students are provided every opportunity to succeed. Now let me just share one odd fact about my opponent. He's an openly gay man who is okay accepting Winsome Earle-Sears' public support for discrimination against our LGBTQ brothers and sisters. When Winsome declared on the debate stage that denying a gay couple the right to marry is not discrimination, and when she said that taking away workplace protections is not discrimination, he actually defended her. He said, well, it hurt my feelings, but I'm okay with her comments. Well, bless his heart. This fight is not about his personal feelings. This is about protecting the rights and freedoms of all Virginians. If he's not willing to stand up for his own rights, I will stand up for him and all Virginians. Now, my friends, I've told you that I'm a mild-mannered English teacher. But one thing you must know about English teachers is that we love words and we have the best vocabulary. But sometimes the best words are the most simple. Virginia, I'm asking you to remind everyone this Tuesday and throughout the nation that the most important word right now is the most inclusive one, and it's the word that represents each and every one of us, and it's also the very first word of our American Constitution. That word is we, as in we the people. Let's say it loud and clear. We, the people of Virginia, are stronger together. We, the people of Virginia, are more resilient together. And this Tuesday, by standing firm and united for our communities, our values, and for a commonwealth we love, we're going to send a message throughout this nation. We, the people of Virginia, will be speaking out. Let's go do this.
A proud graduate of Norfolk State University and a proud ODU dad, the chairman of the Democratic Party of Virginia, please welcome Senator Lamont Bagby.
Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Hello, Virginia Democrats. And hello to the Republicans and the independents that are going to vote for Democrats this.
Because as Abigail Spanberger says time and time again, you don't have to be a Democrat to vote for Abigail Spanberger, Gazala Hashmi, and Jay Jones. But we'll welcome you to the party. Thank you all for doing what you do. Just by being here, it's clear that the folks that are here today understand the assignment. You know it's not over. The work is yet still to come. We're going to run through the tape. We're going to do what we have to do. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to make phone calls. We're going to donate. We're going to do all the things to make sure that on November the 4th, Virginia illustrates that we are first in line to save democracy. We will be first in line to save a woman's right to choose. We will be first in line to make sure that we protect Virginia jobs. We will be first in line to protect a public education. Not just K through 12, but we also know that our higher education system is under attack. And so we need Abigail Spanberger. We need Gazala Hashmi. And we definitely need, you said it, Jay Jones. As I said before, you understand the assignment. I wanted to come up here and say thank you, but you're not doing it for me. You're doing it for the people that are standing next to you. For the people that don't even know that you're standing in the gap for them right now. That's why I like my brothers and sisters in labor. Because they show up time and time, I see you, SDIU. They show up time and time again, VEA, knocking doors, making phone calls, visiting the General Assembly, making their voices heard, but their voices are your voices. And so I am grateful, I'm complete, absolute grateful that we still have the audacity to hope. And you heard from my colleague, I've had the pleasure to serve alongside Gazala Hashmi and serve alongside Jay Jones in the General Assembly. And one of the things I appreciate is that their commitment to service is not focused on them. It's focused on you. And that's the same thing and the same fire that Abigail Spanberger brings. And so again, thank you on behalf of the entire party. Thank you for making this an awesome event. And as Gazala Hashmi said, that word we. That word we. I was hoping you were going to say it before me. I was waiting for somebody to say it. Yes, we can.
Hampton Roads, Grandma is here. Grandma is here. Stand on your feet and welcome the President Pro Tempore of the Virginia State Senate, Louise Lucas.
Proud Virginian, and your President Pro Tem of the Senate of Virginia. Now, y'all know I don't exactly hold my tongue on Twitter. And sometimes I hit the send button before my staff says to me, oh, no, don't do that. And then I just hit the button again just so they know that they can see it. Well, I speak my mind because I love this Commonwealth. And I love the people who live here. And let me tell you, it is such an honor to stand right here in Hampton Roads this afternoon, knowing that in just a little while, President Barack Obama will walk out on this stage. Now, when Obama comes to Virginia, it's not just another event, y'all. It's history coming home. It's hope stepping back into the room. It's a reminder of what leadership looks like when it's lifting people up and not tearing people down. He broke barriers. He carried the weight of the world with grace. And he made us believe again that together we can stand together for something big. We can stand together for something better. And I know it's been a while since we've all felt that kind of energy. That spirit that says we can rise above the noise. We can lift each other up. We can make Virginia shine again. So I want to try something right here in Hampton Roads. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back right now. When I say yes, we, you say can. Yes, we. Yes, we. Yes, we. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Because we still believe. We still believe it because we know we still got a lot of work to do. Now, I want y'all to know, I have stood up to a bunch of bullies in my lifetime. From the shipyard to the Senate floor. I've heard plenty of people tell me, sit down and be quiet. And I just smile and say, y'all don't know me like that. Now, every now and then, when our Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears was nowhere to be found, and they give the gavel to me and say, Madam President, the floor is all yours. Well, I didn't just take the gavel and stand up in that well. When I had that gavel, I made it count. Because when I stand in that desk, I don't just preside, I stand up for Virginians. I stand up for our teachers, our students, and our communities. Now, when Winsome Earle-Sears was standing up there for Donald Trump, I was standing up there for the people who actually live here. And lately, Winsome's been saying some things like losing a job from Doge is not a big deal. Well, let me tell you, when you lose a job, that's a big freaking deal. Working people are worried about how to pay their bills and keep food on the table. That's a big freaking deal. And honey, You don't need to shrug your shoulders at a layoff. We need leaders who are going to fight for a paycheck. And that's exactly what Abigail Spanberger is. She's not just tough, she's compassionate. She knows what Virginians are going through because she listens. She listened for 6 months to me. She's met the families feeling the squeeze of rising costs, the small business owner trying to hang on, the seniors worried about their prescriptions, the young people wondering if they'll ever be able to afford a home here. But Abigail's vision is simple and it's strong: to make Virginia a place where people can live, work, and stay right here in Virginia. A place where affordable housing isn't a dream, but a promise. Where jobs that pay families what they need, and where no one has to choose between childcare and paying their mortgage. Now that's why I love her, because she doesn't just talk about making things better, she rolls up her sleeves and gets it done. She's not in it for the politics or for the power, she's in it for the people. Abigail Spanberger has grit, she has grace, she has guts, and yes, I gave her a pair of boxing gloves. Because I know she's ready to go a few rounds for Virginia. Now, she's going to stand up for working families, protect our freedoms, and make this Commonwealth more affordable, fairer, and more hopeful for everyone. So before President Obama walks out here, I want you all to feel this moment, because this is history meeting history. A president who changed the world. A woman to be our next governor who's ready to change Virginia. And a people who know that when we stand together, we can do anything. Now let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time, Hampton Roads. Loud enough for Richmond to hear it. Loud enough for every voter in this Commonwealth to remember it. So now, let's do it again. Say it after me, y'all. When I say yes, we? Yes, we? Yes, we? That's the Virginia I love. That's hope. That's power. Thank you, Hampton Roads. I love y'all. Let's get out and vote for Abigail Spanberger, Jay Jones, and Gazala Hashmi. Let's go win this damn thing!
The Dean of Virginia's Congressional Delegation, your Congressman, Congressman Bobby Scott!
Hello, Norfolk. Welcome to the 3rd District. Welcome to the 3rd District. All right. Now, last time they asked about everybody had voted. If you haven't voted, you'll have an opportunity later this afternoon. So let's make sure everybody votes. Everybody. And if you're not registered to vote, remember, we've got Election Day registration because Democrats were in control and they passed that as one of their things they did. We want to welcome President Barack Obama to Norfolk. what a difference a president can make. Now, you ready to elect an attorney general who will sue Donald Trump? Now, the Supreme Court a few months ago came up with some bizarre decision that said that you can't have national injunction. So if you win your suit, it only applies to those who have filed suit. So if your state hadn't filed suit, you may not benefit even though our side won. Now, a lot of times you've got half the states being covered, half the states will benefit. We just won 2 cases in the last 24 hours on SNAP benefits. But our Attorney General wasn't anywhere to be found. We want somebody that's going to be there for SNAP benefits, for health care, for education, for voting rights, civil rights, even citizenship. So who are we going to vote for Attorney General? Jay Jones. And we need a lieutenant governor who will preside over the Senate, breaking ties our way and leading on every important issue that comes before the Senate, especially public education and health care. So who are we going to vote for lieutenant governor? Hashmi. And governor, we need a governor that'll take us in the right direction. On health care, the federal government's going in the wrong direction, but there's a lot Virginia can do to reduce the damage that we're doing on the federal level. And we need a governor that's going to go the right way. We need a governor that's going to support public education. We need a governor that's going to tell the truth about history. And so who are we going to vote for governor? Abigail Spanberger. And don't forget about the House of Delegates, because we need people to pass legislation. I'm particularly proud of the chairs of the Privileges and Elections Committee, Delegate Sia Price and Senator Aaron Rouse, because we hopefully will have redistricting coming up and making sure that all the appointments are dedicated to civil rights and diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know that Louise Lucas and Don Scott are going to be leading the way. We have a lot at stake, and that's why it's so important to vote blue all the way through. Thank you.
The 70th Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia and your United States Senator, Senator Tim Kaine.
Hello, 757. Hello, Hampton Roads. It is so nice to be standing back here with you. You've been very good to me in the 31 years I've been in office, especially since I'm an 804 guy. I bet we have some 804 folks in. 20 years ago, I was running for governor. I was the lieutenant governor of Virginia. And I asked a brand new senator who was not even a year into the United States Senate if he would come to Virginia to help me be elected. And on a beautiful weekend day, just like today, right at the end of the campaign, that Illinois senator, Barack Obama, he came to Norfolk. And we went to 2 churches, and then we went to Lake Taylor High School for a rally just like this. Anybody remember that? 20 years ago. And we won that race. And I won that race with Barack Obama's help. And about a year and a half later, I was a new governor. He reached out and said, Tim, I'm thinking about running for president. What do you think? And I said, I think you should. And he said, why do you think I should? I said, because people like you. Don't wait till they don't like you to run. And he said to me, I thought I'd get something more sophisticated than that, but maybe there's some wisdom there. And we worked so hard in Virginia. We hadn't gone Democratic for 44 years in a presidential race. But Senator Obama believed that we could go blue, and he came back to Hampton Roads and Richmond and Appalachia and Northern Virginia and South Side and Charlottesville and Harrisonburg. He campaigned all over the state when Democrats for years had not been here. And on election night in 2008, if you remember it, the polls closed, results were coming in, and the AP, for the first time in 44 years, called Virginia for a Democrat, Barack Obama. And then, 2 minutes after they called Virginia for Barack Obama, they called the United States for Barack Obama, because Virginia had sent a loud message that no one could deny. Virginia sent a loud message that no one could deny. And that's why we're here today. We are here today because our nation and this world is in need of a message. And not a quiet message either. We need to put in a governing team that will govern this state in the way we deserve, but we also need to send a loud message to this country and to this world that we are first in line to battle for democracy at a time when there are people pushing against it. Jay Jones. Jay Jones, I have known Jay Jones for 25 years. And I said that recently, and somebody said, oh, wait, yeah, you met him when he was 11 years old? Well, yes, I met Jay Jones when he was 11 years old. I have known him for 25 years, and I've watched Jay the lawyer, and Jay the legislator, and Jay the legislative leader, and Jay will be a great attorney general. Just one story from yesterday. President Trump has engineered us into a shutdown by not engaging to fund government and protect people's health care. And earlier this week, he said he was not going to allow SNAP benefits to be paid to people who are hungry. Even though Congress created a contingency fund with billions of dollars to pay people SNAP benefits during lapses in funding. The money is there in the account. Democrats and Republicans put it there to be used for exactly this purpose. Donald Trump is holding it back. Thank God, a couple of dozen states sued to say, use the money for what it was intended. Use the money to feed hungry people. But guess what state didn't participate? Virginia didn't participate because Jay's opponent wouldn't stand up and say, hungry people deserve the money in the contingency fund that was set for them. Jay would never do that. He's going to battle for you. It doesn't matter who the president is. If somebody's pushing Virginia around, Jay won't be a lost ball in the tall grass. He'll be standing up trying to do the right thing for Virginia. Vote for Jay Jones. Gazala Hashmi, lifelong educator. My state senator. When I have a cranky letter that I want to write to somebody, I can write it to Gazala Hashmi. But how good it will be to have a teacher. To have the chairman of the Senate Education Committee. Because at the state level, we need leaders who want to celebrate teachers and lift up teachers. We've had leaders in the last 4 years who want to create a teacher tip line so people can complain about teachers. We need people who will lift up and celebrate teachers, and that's what you'll get with the Gazala Hashmi as your lieutenant governor. And then finally, on to the governor's race. I ran for re-election in 2018, and Abigail Spanberger was running her first race for the House. And we got to know each other very, very well. And during the time she served in the House under the leadership of the dean of our delegation, Bobby Scott, we get together once a month, House, Senate, Democrat, Republican, what can we do for Virginia? And I've watched Abigail stand strong again and again and again. Times are easy, times are tough, it doesn't matter, she's gonna stand up for us. Now get this. She's talked a lot, for example, about making life more affordable for Virginians. If you look at what the other side is doing, food prices going up, energy prices going up, healthcare prices going up, building supplies going up, Halloween shopping going up, Thanksgiving shopping going up, holiday shopping going up. The other side is just up, up, up. Abigail has got plans to make housing, to make health care, to make the basic necessities of life more affordable for Virginians when the other side is just jacking it up day after day. Abigail's the right candidate. Abigail's talking about education. Abigail wants to make Virginia schools, and we've got a lot to be proud of in Virginia schools, K-12 and higher ed. She says, make them the best in the nation. The best in the nation. We can do that. And how about the other side? The other side, what are they doing on education? In Washington, destroying the Department of Education. That is the other side's educational agenda, destroy the Department of Education. Finally, and then I'm going to conclude, Abigail talks about creating good-paying jobs all over this Commonwealth, every corner, rural, urban, suburban, investing in good-paying jobs. What is the other side doing? Firing thousands of people. This administration has fired more veterans than any administration in the history of the United States. We got to have somebody who wants to grow jobs, not somebody who gets pleasure and joy out of laying people off. Abigail's the right candidate for Virginia right now. And so I'm gonna finish where I started. In 2008, we sent a message, and not a quiet one. We sent a loud message when we broke tradition in Virginia and supported my friend Barack Obama to be President of the United States. And then what we got by sending that message was 8 years of great government of this country. If we do what we know how to do, Virginia, we will send a loud message on Tuesday. We will get 4 years of great governance of this Commonwealth, and we will create a lot of hope for a lot of people all over this country and all over this world. Thanks, and let's go win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 58th Speaker of the Virginia House of Delegates, the gentleman from Portsmouth, Speaker Don Scott!
Hampton Roads. Yeah. I see you. I see you. You know, we got a lot of work to do. I know y'all turn the TV on every day and say, can he do that? Is that legal? Is anybody going to stop him? He getting on my nerves. Every day you see that. You know, it's amazing to watch Republicans in Virginia have to twist themselves in a pretzel to defend the foolishness that this guy does. Do y'all remember? Now work with me now, because I know some of y'all in here young. Y'all look good, by the way. Do y'all remember when Barack Obama wore a tan suit? And everybody, say it with me, everybody lost their mind. This dude tore down the damn White House last week. Can he do that? So I'm gonna be short. My wife texted me a few minutes ago and she said, look, bro, that's how we talk. Look, bro, I need you to be brief, be bold, and be gone. And so I'm gonna follow her instructions. I got a very, very simple job right now. I need y'all to understand what the assignment is. It's not a difficult assignment. We live in a military area, don't we? Well, we love our veterans, don't we? I'm a former naval officer, and I take great pride in the fact that we are home to the largest naval base in the world, right here in Norfolk. But don't get it twisted. You got a job to do too. There are young men and women out there right now standing watch all over the world for our freedoms, for this whole idea that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. They're doing their job. Are you going to do your job? I need you to say this name. J. Jones. Oh, y'all sound shaky. Let's try this again. I need y'all to say this name. J. Jones. I need y'all to say this name. Gazala Hashmi. Say it. Hold on, because some of y'all acting like y'all don't understand the accent I have. Gazala Hashmi. And then I need y'all to follow me right now because we're about to elect the first female governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger. Say it with me, Abigail Spanberger. Speak out.
Once again, everybody named DJ Automatic Beats. I'm trying to be your favorite DJ too.
listen, I'm gonna ask you a question. I need you to answer me right. When I ask you who's your next governor, you gonna tell me Spanberger, right? So I'm gonna ask you real quick, who's your next governor? I said, who's your next governor? Okay, who's your If you know the song, stand up on this board. You know the board. Somebody put those signs up. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Stand up and say we're gonna see if y'all can watch this one. Hold on, wait for it. Hold on. This time I need you to be real loud. Real loud. You ready? Say. You ready? Now this is y'all turn, okay? I'm gonna put it on y'all. Sing. 1, 2, 3. What you say? One time, what you say? Everybody say it. Come on, say it.
Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Abigail Spanberger formally announcing she is running to become Virginia's governor in 2025.
Abigail Spanberger has set up a run for the 75th governor of Virginia.
Abigail Spanberger wants to become the first woman to become the governor of Virginia.
More than 40,000 Virginians, from Abington to Accomack to Arlington and everywhere in between, have signed our petitions.
That's 4 times as many signatures as required.
Abigail Spanberger turns in 40,000 signatures, collected by what she says were more than 1,300 campaign volunteers.
She's about to kick off an 8-day, 40-stop bus tour.
Hundreds of supporters gathered at her alma mater, J.R. Tucker High School in Henrico.
The bus rolled into the Virginia Museum of Transportation.
Spanberger's bus tour continues today in Southwest Virginia, making stops in Blacksburg, Roanoke, and Martinsville.
We need to be talking to voters about the specific plans we have to make the Commonwealth more affordable, to strengthen our schools and create opportunities for all our kids.
Abigail Spanberger unveiling her plans to make housing more accessible and affordable in Virginia.
She plans to lower the cost of prescription drugs while holding pharmaceutical companies accountable.
Spanberger's proposal also addresses recent cuts to federal jobs.
Her plan also highlights ways to increase overall job opportunities throughout Virginia, starting with investing in education.
Spanberger believes public funding should be used to make schools the best that they can be.
The costs for families across Virginia in housing, in healthcare, in energy, because everywhere I travel, people talk about how every day just gets a little harder.
Ms. Spanberger, why should you be governor? 30 seconds.
When I served as a federal agent at CIA and then in Congress, I always endeavored to put Virginians first. As governor, I will do the same thing.
Who do you think won tonight's debate?
You know, I think at the end of the evening it was a pretty good night for Abigail Spanberger.
I think Abigail Spanberger came away as a winner.
Former President Barack Obama is endorsing Abigail Spanberger in the Virginia governor's race.
I'm proud to endorse Abigail Spanberger for governor. Abigail will stand up for Virginia families. She'll work to build an economy that works for everyone.
We need to put Virginia and Virginians first, period, full stop.
Every vote counts, so turn out and vote for Abigail Spanberger for governor on November 4th.
The next governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger!
Good afternoon, Virginia. I am Abigail Spanberger, and I am excited that we are going to win in 3 days. Thank you all for being here today. What an incredible crowd. And what an incredible moment this is for Virginia. I am thrilled to be here in Norfolk, and I am honored to be joined on stage in a few minutes by President Barack Obama. On Tuesday, we are going to send a message. A message that Virginia is turning the page. So let me ask you, is Virginia ready for leadership that puts our Commonwealth first? You know, we are approaching the end of a nearly 2-year-long journey. Almost 2 years of campaigning across every corner of this beautiful Commonwealth. From Farmville to Fairfax, from Wytheville to Woodbridge, and from Pennington Gap to Portsmouth, P-Town's in the house. We have 3 more days until the end of this chapter. And Virginia, do you know what makes this moment so special? It's all of you, because on Tuesday night, the whole country will be watching what it is that we do. This is our moment, and I cannot wait to see what we do with it. Looking out at this amazing crowd, I see so many friends I grew up with here in Virginia, friends from my time serving in Congress representing Virginia's 7th District, and friends I have made across our Commonwealth as I have been running for governor. It is amazing to think about the journey that we have taken together, and as I ask for Virginians to put their trust in me as our next governor, I would like to tell you why I am running. It is because I want to serve Virginia. I grew up in Henrico County, and our house was a house of service. My father, an Army veteran and then a career law enforcement officer. My mother, a nurse and a volunteer and advocate in all things. They always used to say there is no higher calling than service to our country. And I grew up knowing that I wanted to follow in my dad's footsteps. And I did. First, as a federal agent working narcotics cases, going after child predators, cracking down on money launderers. And from there, I went on to serve as a CIA case officer, working counterterrorism cases, serving undercover, working to keep the American people safe. Every day, my colleagues and I came together to work on behalf of the American people, and we were focused on a mission: keeping the American people safe. But this mission, focus, this commitment to country, it isn't unique to me or to my family. It is ingrained in so many Virginia families. It is part of Virginia's story. Virginia is where American democracy was born. And Virginia is where we are still working to perfect it today. Virginia is where James Madison built the framework for a constitutional system strong enough to move a young nation away from tyranny. And Virginia is where Barbara Johns, a young 16-year-old student from Farmville, led a student walkout that became part of the Brown v. the Board of Education case. Virginia has been and Virginia will be an example for the rest of the country. And come Tuesday, the eyes of all Americans will turn to see the results of this election. And once again, like we always do, Virginia will show leadership. Virginia will set an example. And that is what I love about our Commonwealth. And it is why my husband Adam and I are so proud to call Virginia our home. You see, back in 2014, we were living on the West Coast, stationed there with my job at CIA after spending time overseas. And we were getting ready to bid on our next post. And with CIA, you can go anywhere in the world. And so we said to our oldest daughter, we have 3 beautiful, amazing daughters, and we said to our oldest daughter, who was in kindergarten at the time, where do you think we should go? We pulled out a globe. We said, what do you think? Kenya, England, where should we go? We can go anywhere. Where should we bid? And she said, Virginia. And we said, no. No, with Mommy's job, we can't go back to Virginia. And she said, well, why wouldn't we go to Virginia? Everyone we love lives in Virginia. And so we decided to pivot from a path of service to country to service to community, because she was right. Everyone we love lives in Virginia. And now there are so many more people we love across Virginia. We came back home and we invested in the community that had made my husband and I who we are. I volunteered with Moms Demand Action. I started a Girl Scout troop. And then in 2017, I decided to run for Congress. And I'll be honest, and many of you were there, back then they told me it was a crazy endeavor. No Democrat had won the 7th district in 50 years. And my predecessor had won his race by 15 points just 2 years prior. But I saw what Donald Trump was doing with his executive power and how he was pitting neighbor against neighbor. And I saw my member of Congress over and over again vote to repeal the Affordable Care Act. And I knew I had to do something. So spoiler, I won. And then I won again. And then again. And while I was serving in Congress, I worked with anybody and everybody to deliver results for the people of my district. I worked to lower drug costs and the price of insulin, to combat the fentanyl crisis, to support our nation's veterans, and to finally get more than 50,000 Virginia public servants, retired teachers, firefighters, police officers, and federal employees the Social Security benefits they had been denied. They had been denied for 40 years. That is the job of a public servant. And you might not know it looking at the news these days, but it's true. Come January, when I'm sworn in as the 75th governor, of Virginia, that's what I will do. I will continue to serve Virginians, working with everybody and anybody to do right by all of you and our neighbors across Virginia. Now, I don't have to tell you all the stakes of this election. They are high. And with the political turmoil coming out of Washington right now, this election is an opportunity. Because in just 3 more days, when the polls close, Virginia voters can and will send a message. Amid the recklessness and the heartlessness coming out of Washington, Virginia can and will flip statewide seats from red to blue. We're the only state, in our case a Commonwealth, the only state in America that can say that this year, the only one. And we have critical elections on Tuesday for the House of Delegates. We have candidates running in all 100 districts this year. And we have truly amazing candidates to get excited about this year. In every corner of our Commonwealth, we have people who want to serve their communities, who want to bring the voices of their neighbors to Richmond. In every corner of the Commonwealth, there is a Democrat running for a House of Delegates. And at this moment, it is on us to send a message. On every major issue facing Virginia's families, my opponent is focused on the wrong things. Now, in Virginia, we need a governor who will recognize that Virginians are struggling to afford the rising costs in healthcare, housing, and energy. We do not need someone who will support a terrible law that will raise costs on housing and energy while giving tax breaks to billionaires and corporations, all the while decimating Virginia's health care. We need a governor who will support the thousands upon thousands of Virginia's families whose livelihoods have been disrupted or destroyed because of DOGE and now this government shutdown. We do not need someone who has said that losing a job isn't a real issue when we have Virginians who have dedicated themselves to service to our country, who have lost their jobs because of bad policies. And a reckless administration. We need a governor who will speak up when careless, chaotic, reckless economic policies out of Washington hurt our economy, raising costs for families, making it harder for small business owners to survive, and crushing Virginia's farmers. We do not need someone who has been in lockstep with this administration every step of the way. Now, make no mistake about it, these attacks on Virginia's economy are creating challenges. And we need a governor who will stand up against them and also plan for a brighter, better future.
Abigail! Abigail! Abigail!
So, Virginia, my fellow Virginians, let me be as clear as I possibly can be. I will always stand up for Virginia families. I will always work to grow our economy. And I will always put Virginia, not a president, not a party, first. Abby is much easier than Abigail, isn't it? And much better than Spanberger. So let me tell you what the next 3 days are really about. They're about you, and they're about all of us deciding what kind of Virginia that we want to wake up to on Wednesday morning. It's about you. And it's about all of us deciding whether we want to live in a Virginia that fights for working families or one that doesn't. It's about you and all of us deciding whether we live in a Virginia that protects our freedoms or one that doesn't. And all of us are the ones that will make that choice. All of us, we have that power. But the results on Tuesday, they don't just reflect what it is that we are against. The results on Tuesday will be a reflection of what it is that we are for. Because throughout this campaign, I have released detailed blueprints for Virginia's future. Because you deserve to know what I am for. And what I want to do for you when serving you as your governor. Because Virginians deserve a governor with a plan to work every day to lower costs for Virginia families. And I have my Affordable Virginia plan to lower healthcare costs, to lower energy costs, and to make it more affordable for Virginians to buy a home, rent a home, or stay in their home. You deserve a governor who will make sure our public schools are the very best in the nation. I have 3 daughters in Virginia public schools. This is personal to me, and it is personal to so many of us. And that's why my Strengthening Virginia Schools plan will make sure that every parent, grandparent, or somebody who knows and loves a child will know that we are setting our kids up for success. And you deserve a governor who will work with Democrats and Republicans to grow our economy and not stand by while Virginia's workforce is under attack. You deserve a governor who will work to bring good-paying jobs to every corner of our Commonwealth. And that's my Growing Virginia plan. They aren't just talking points. They're actionable policies that I am ready to implement on day one. And I know how to get it done by bringing people together, by leaving the rhetoric at home, and by never forgetting that our mission is to serve Virginia. That's what's at stake on Tuesday. So now voters have a choice to make, and I know there's a lot to consider. Here's the truth. The contrast in this campaign, it's not just about policy. It's also about approach. In Congress, I worked with Democrats and Republicans to get results for Virginia families. I had bills signed into law by a Republican president and a Democratic president. And year after year, I was ranked as the most bipartisan member of Congress from Virginia. And I was ranked as the most effective legislator in both the House and the Senate on agriculture issues. And my friends, I grew up in the suburbs and cannot even keep a basil plant alive. But my approach is to work with people. My approach is to endeavor to understand what is working and make it better, and what is broken and try and fix it. And as governor, I will work with anyone and everyone to get the job done for Virginians. That is what I have done my entire career. And that is the commitment to service and to mission that I believe all Virginians deserve.
Yeah!
Because the next time a little girl tells her family that she wants to move home to Virginia, I want that little girl's parents to be able to afford a house in the community that they want to live in. I want her parents to have jobs that will allow them to provide for their family. I want that little girl to go to a school where she is safe within its walls and where her teachers are well paid and well respected. I want that little girl to grow up in a community where the air is safe to breathe and the water is clean to drink. And I want that little girl to grow up in a commonwealth where her rights will be respected as she grows older. And I want that little girl and every child across Virginia to know that any dream they may have is theirs for the making, because we, all of us, we did the work to make it so. And that is the Virginia that we are growing to build together. And that is why on Tuesday we will elect a governor who follows through for a safer, stronger, and more affordable Virginia. That focus on public service and delivering results instead of following an extreme agenda. That focus is what I learned, not just from my parents or my time at CIA, but from watching leaders who got it right. Leaders like a certain former president, you know, I remember a time, not that long ago really, when we had a president who believed in working for all people, who believed in building coalitions to get things done, a president who helped millions of Americans finally afford the cost of their health care. A president who worked to bring Americans together instead of tearing us apart. A president whose approach to governance, his temperament, and his way of doing serious work with dignity and purpose and joy is a model for all of us. with that, I am thrilled to introduce you all to someone I am honored and grateful and humbled to have supporting me in this campaign, someone who represents the very best of public service, someone who is ready to help Virginia send a message on Tuesday. Virginia, are you fired up? Virginia, are you ready to go? So please, will you join me in welcoming back to Norfolk the 44th President of the United States of America, President Barack Obama.
Definitely ready to go. It is good to be back in Virginia. It's good to be back in Norfolk. The last time I campaigned, in Hampton Roads, I was running for re-election. And I know I have not aged a bit. It is an issue. You know you've been around a long time when you're in a photo line and some tall guy, with a beard comes up and you're taking a picture. What's your name? And then they say, pulls out. He says, this picture I want to show you. This is you holding me as a baby. And you're all, oh man, really? I'm old. But I am here today for a very important reason. I am here to ask you to vote for the next Governor of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger. If you have not voted yet, make a plan to vote on Election Day, November 4th. Just visit abigailspanberger.com/vote. You can find out where to vote. You can also find a drop box for your mail ballot. And then you've got to get all your friends and your family to make a plan to vote. Because in 3 days, just 3, no more than 3, just 3. In 3 days, we have a chance to elect a leader who will help build a better, stronger, brighter future for Virginia. Si se puede. And Lord knows we need that light. We need that inspiration. Because let's face it, our country and our politics are in a pretty dark place right now. it's hard to know where to start. Because every day, this White House offers up a fresh batch of lawlessness and recklessness and mean-spiritedness and just plain craziness. We got a president who thinks it's okay to use the Justice Department to go after his political opponents. Hey, wait, don't boo. Vote. They don't hear boos, they hear votes. So we've got a president who replaces career prosecutors with loyalists who will do what he wants, and now he's telling them what he wants is for them to hand over millions of taxpayer dollars that he had to pay in expenses for previously violating the law. We've got a commander-in-chief who fires decorated officers because he thinks they might be more loyal to the Constitution than they are to him. He's deploying the National Guard in American cities, claiming to stop crime waves that don't actually exist. We've got masked ICE agents pulling up in unmarked vans and grabbing people, including U.S. citizens, off the streets on the suspicion that they don't look like real Americans. We've got an HHS secretary who opposes proven science and promotes quack medicine. A top White House aide who calls Democrats, the whole party, domestic extremists. We've got some poor labor economists who got fired for accurately reporting bad jobs numbers that the president didn't like. I mean, it's like every day is Halloween. Except it's all tricks and no treats. And here's the thing. It's not as if we didn't see some of this coming. I will admit it's worse than even I expected, but I did warn y'all. I did. You can run the tape. And by the way, he warned you too, because he said what he was going to do. But the fact is, there were plenty of people who voted for Trump and the Republicans anyway. And it wasn't because they wanted to give up the right to free speech or see our public health systems torn down, but because they were understandably frustrated with inflation and gas prices and the difficulty of affording a home and worries about their children's future, and so they were willing to take a chance. Now, 9 months later, you got to ask yourself, has any of that gotten better? Is the economy working better for you? Because it sure has gotten better for Trump and his family. You know, since he's been in office, the whole crypto business and other ventures have made hundreds of millions of dollars, including from foreign nationals and rich folks investing because they want to stay in the president's good graces. The economy has been really good for some of Trump's billionaire pals and for finance bros and well-connected corporations who've seen their tax bills go down and don't have to worry about all these pesky regulators anymore. But for ordinary families, costs haven't gone down, they've gone up, partly thanks to this shambolic tariff policy. Young people trying to get a start in life are having a tougher time than ever finding a job. Entry-level hiring is down 16% from last year. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees, including a lot of people here in Virginia have lost their jobs to pay for those billionaire tax cuts. We're talking about people who have dedicated their lives to public service, who make the country work. Healthcare premiums for millions of people are about to double or even triple next year. Meanwhile, the government is shut down, and the Republicans who currently are in charge of Congress, they're not even pretending to solve the problem. They have not even been showing up to work. Not in session. Where are you? What are you doing? And as for the president, he has been focused on critical issues like paving over the Rose Garden so folks don't get mud on their shoes, and gold plating the Oval Office and building a $300 million ballroom. So Virginia, here's the good news. If you can't visit a doctor, don't worry. He will save you a dance. And if you don't get an invitation to the next White House shindig, you can always watch the festivities and all the beautiful people on Truth Social. The point is, there is absolutely no evidence Republican policies have made life better for you, the people of Virginia. I mean, they've devoted enormous energy to trying to entrench themselves in power and punishing their enemies and enriching their friends and silencing their critics. They put on a big show of deporting people and targeting transgender folks. They never miss a chance to scapegoat minorities and DEI for every problem under the sun. You got a flat tire? DEI. Huh. Wife mad at you? DEI. What they have not devoted energy to is helping you. They have not put forward serious proposals to lower housing costs or make groceries more affordable. They haven't improved our schools. They haven't made health care more accessible. They haven't shortened your commute or prepared young people for the future where AI might take their job. And all the nonsense we see on the news every day, the over-the-top rhetoric, the fabricated conspiracies, the weird videos of a U.S. president with a crown on his head flying a fighter jet and dumping poop on protesting citizens. All of that is designed to distract you from the fact that your situation has not gotten better. They do it so you won't notice that while they're helping the wealthiest, most powerful people in the country consolidate more wealth and more power, your bills are still going up. And you're waiting longer at airports because there aren't enough air traffic controllers. And the program helping your kid with special needs was just gutted. So that is what's happening. And the good news is there's something you can do about it. Right here, right now. Because you've got a candidate for governor who's got a track record of getting stuff done. Somebody who sees you and has been with you and knows your struggles and will fight for you every single day. Virginia, it's time to point America in a better direction by electing Abigail Spanberger as your next governor. Now, listen, Abigail doesn't go around bragging about herself all the time, talking about how I'm great. But she's great. As a former federal law enforcement officer, as a CIA case officer working on counterterrorism, she knows what it takes to keep communities safe. As the mom of 3 kids in Virginia public schools, you know she cares about helping every child and helping every teacher succeed. As a member of Congress, she was a workhorse, not a show horse, fighting to lower prescription drug costs, giving veterans the support they deserve. Abigail does not just say the right thing. As your governor, she will do the right thing. She understands the government can make a difference in people's lives by educating our kids for the jobs of the future, keeping our air and water clean, protecting consumers from fraud and dangerous products, providing a safety net for seniors and folks with disabilities, investing in the infrastructure and scientific research that drives economic growth. But Abby also knows that good intentions aren't enough. She understands that we can't afford to waste taxpayer dollars on programs that don't work. And she understands that instead of just trying to tear government down, it's her job to make it work better. So Abigail has real, practical plans to grow the economy and strengthen Virginia's schools and lower the cost of everything from housing to health care to energy. And she is willing to reach across the aisle to make it happen. She has shown that she can do it. Abigail was ranked as the most bipartisan member of Congress from the Commonwealth. She's had bills signed into law by both President Trump and President Biden. That is not easy to do. And Abigail doesn't just believe in working with everybody, she also believes, and this is really important, in listening to everybody, whether they voted for her or not. Because she knows that if we want to make progress on the things that we care about, we have to be able to disagree without calling each other nasty names or demonizing each other. So at a time when our politics feels broken, we need desperately leaders like Abigail, public servants who are in it for the right reasons and are focused on the future, and who will always stay connected to the people they were elected to serve. Now, her opponent, not so much. When someone asked her, and I'm just following this from a distance, when someone asked her apparently about all the federal workers fired by this administration, given how important that is to Virginia, apparently Abigail's opponent said she wanted to talk about real issues. Didn't understand why these job cuts are, quote, a huge thing. Now, I don't know about you, but seeing your neighbors and your friends, your customers, maybe some of your family members, suddenly out of work, even though they've dedicated their lives to serving people, having trouble making their mortgage, maybe it's just me. Seems like a pretty big thing to me, pretty huge. And I'd want a governor to be paying attention to it. Abigail's opponent does seem to care a lot about what Trump and his cronies are doing. And she's praised the Republican tax law that would raise the cost of health care and housing and energy here in Virginia. She supported bills that would strip funding from Virginia public schools. She says she's morally opposed to protecting reproductive rights, says she will do everything in her power to cut off access to abortion. Virginia, you don't need a governor who puts party and ideology ahead of the people she was elected to serve. You deserve a governor who will think for herself and work for you. A governor who will create jobs and not cut them, and who will lower costs instead of raising them, and who will bring people together instead of dividing them, and who will do what's right for the people of Virginia, no matter what anybody in Washington thinks. You deserve a governor like Abigail Spanberger. Because I'm going to bring it down here for a second. Because at the end of the day, what this election's about, what politics in a democracy is always about, is values. What do we care about? What do we believe? What do we prioritize? What are our core convictions? You know, a lot of people have asked me lately whether I'm surprised by the direction the country's taken. And even though I am the hope and change guy, I try to be honest with them. So I say, yes, there are things I am worried about. I am worried about how quickly basic democratic rules and norms have been weakened. I'm worried about how willing Republicans in Congress have been to surrender their role as members of a co-equal branch of government, refusing to buck the president even when they know he's out of line. Even when a lot of them will privately admit that power is being abused in ways that will hurt their constituents and hurt the country. I worry about a Supreme Court that, so far at least, has shown no willingness to check this administration's excesses, even when those actions break legal precedent and seem to defy the bedrock principle that no one is above the law. I worry about the growing concentration of economic power in this country, with just a handful of mega billionaires and companies controlling what we see and what we hear. And I worry about how much that economic power distorts the political process. I worry about how readily not just business leaders, but others with influence in law firms and universities have been willing to bend the knee to this president's autocratic impulses to avoid retribution or protect profits or simply to avoid controversy. And I worry sometimes how we've come to accept this as normal. But what I also tell people when they ask me about this, what I also try to remind them, is that America's always had competing stories about who we are and what this nation stands for. The first story says, we the people, just means some of us. That in order to qualify, you have to be the right color, or come from the right family, or worship in the right way, or have enough money. It says that even though we got rid of a king, there's still a caste system in America, a pecking order of who makes decisions and who obeys, who gets opportunity and who is obliged to serve. And it's a story that's policed by fear and force, that tries to convince people that For their group to win, another group has to lose. That if somebody doesn't look like you or think like you or practice religion exactly the same way you do, they must be a threat to your way of life, and they need to be put in their place. And that's how Donald Trump thinks about America. Make America great again by putting the people like him back in charge, even if they don't know what the hell they're doing. Now, but here's the thing. That story is not new. That's the oldest story in the book. It's not even uniquely American. For most of human history, that's the way society's worked. There was somebody on top and somebody on the bottom. There were lords and there were peasants. And for a long time, that story of caste and privilege and concentrated power, that was the law of the land here in America. If you looked like me, you were likely treated as property. If you were a woman or a white man who did not own property, you could not vote. For a long time, if you were an Irish or Italian immigrant, we're not hiring. If you're Jewish or Asian, don't bother applying to our school. If you were Native American, you weren't even treated as an American, even though you were here. But from the very start, there was another story, born of this nation's true revolutionary spirit. A story that says we the people means what it says, that all of us are included, that we are not subjects, we are citizens, defined not by race or religion or gender or sexual orientation, but by our commitment to a common creed and a willingness to accept not just the privileges, but the responsibilities that come with that citizenship. That's what made the American experiment unique. That's what made us special. And through generations of struggle and sacrifice, through the faith of abolitionists and the struggle of suffragists, through a civil war and civil rights protests, through union organizing drives and government reforms and investment in public education, we moved closer to those founding ideals. And in the process, we inspired the world. And that's the story I believe in, Virginia. I believe in an America in which we all deserve equal protection under the law and nobody is above the law. I believe in an America where every child has a chance at a good education and anybody who's willing to work and find a job or start a business and make a decent living. An America where opportunity isn't just reserved for those who were born into privilege or happen to have the right connections. I believe in an America where we don't fear each other, but look out for each other. And if we want that story to continue, if we believe in that better story, we need leaders who believe in it too. We need leaders who will tell the truth and who will take responsibility and tackle hard problems and bring people together instead of tearing them apart. We need leaders who won't serve bosses in Washington or big corporate donors, but instead will serve the people who put them there. Virginia, we need leaders like Abigail Spanberger. But here's the thing. As good as Abigail is, she can't do it alone. Because the truth is, all of us are being tested right now. Trump and the Republicans, they want you to think It's part of their story that things only happen from the top down. That a few people in power make decisions, and the rest of us have to live with the consequences. But real change has always come from the bottom up. From ordinary folks who look around and say, we can do better, and then join together to make change happen. So it's up to us as citizens to stand up for the values we hold dear. If we want a country that believes in free speech and the rule of law, then we have to fight for it, even when it's hard or inconvenient. If we are opposed to violence against people we disagree with or who look a certain way, then we have to speak out when those values are violated. If we believe in honesty and hard work and treating other people the way we want to be treated, then we have to model it in our own lives, in our workplaces, in our schools, our neighborhoods, our places of worship. And if we want a government that is responsive and honest, that works for the many and not just the few, then we have to get out there and vote for it. When I think back to a year ago, I remember talking to some people, even some folks who were friends of mine, who would say, you know what, this election doesn't matter all that much. That whoever the next president ended up being, it wasn't going to matter to them. If nothing else, the last 9 months should have cured us of that idea. Because the stakes are now clear. We don't need to speculate about the dangers to our democracy. We don't need to wonder about whether vulnerable people are going to be hurt or ask ourselves how much more coarse and mean our culture can become. We've witnessed it. Elections do matter. And they matter for you. People in power may be counting on your citizens. They want you to think there's nothing you can do. Nothing to stop them. Because they know once that thought worms into your head, they've won. But if there's one thing history has taught us, it is the most important office in a democracy is not president or even governor, it's the office of citizen. We all have more power than we think. We just have to use it. So if you believe in that better story of America, do not sit this one out. Vote for leaders like Abigail who believe it too, leaders who care about your freedoms and will fight for your rights, and who will go to work every day to try to make your life just a little bit better. And then get your friends and family members, your neighbors and co-workers to vote too. Because if we do that, not only will we elect Abigail Spanberger your next governor, you won't just put Virginia on the path to a brighter future. You will set a glorious example for the nation. Thank you, Norfolk. God bless you. God bless these United States of America.